actually, I feel like the patches came into my life quite serendipitously. Um, I hit my 42nd birthday, and it's like one of my mentors' voice was ringing in my ear and was like, things change after 35. And I feel like there was a little part of me that was like, yeah, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe there was a little bit of denial there. Anyways, so I'm kind of like looking, and I was an athlete, and I have been in practice. I'm a holistic doctor for 19 years, and I feel very blessed and privileged to have had access to learn from so many masters, receive different treatments, do all these different modalities. So I think that was a part of me that maybe was in a little bit of denial. But when it hit that point, I was like, I think there's some things that are changing, and I'm not really quite liking it. So it was really more, I would say, like from a vanity perspective. Um, so within about a couple or 3 weeks at max, my good friend Charity, who I've known and practices some of the same techniques as I do, and she's been a beautiful friend of mine, and she was like, Shafina, you're not going to believe what I found. And she shared it with me, and I was like, I want it tomorrow. And she's like, it's going to be in the mail. So it was pretty amazing. I didn't wait until I actually got the patches. I just decided to put in my order, and because I happened to be in Los Angeles and the warehouse is in San Diego, I actually received Charity's gift in the mail and my patches on the same day. And I was staying with a friend for 5 days, and it was just incredible. And one of the big conversations that Charity and I had is predominantly my practice has evolved from it's been 19 years in practice, starting with chiropractic and my fellowship in pediatrics, and then moving on to different emotional techniques and studying different energy techniques. I think I did an extra 75 courses before I graduated, and with my fellowship. And so by this time, we're having a conversation about working on the information field and to combine treatments and then to be able to activate our body's own stem cells, I mean, is just like a slam dunk winning combination. So lo and behold, I was staying with my friend and I got the patches, and literally her and I were watching my physical body transform. It was absolutely incredible. And over the weeks that transpired, my friends and the people, my friends, my patients, the people around me were just blown away. They're like, what's happening to you? Just a little bit excess weight, increased in, well, I mean, when X49 came into my life, that was a whole nother thing, but literally my body just absolutely transformed. And with that being said, obviously I was most excited to obviously share with my patients, but in some cases, even more so with my friends and my family that had been dealing with issues for so long. So I truly felt right from the get-go that this was a gift from God. And the fact that I was kind of contemplating some of these things, and boom, 3 weeks later, the patches come through the door. So that is how I learned about the X39. I really don't even know, in a way, I don't know where to start. I think one thing that I will share is, like, for instance, in a story like Nicole's story, I'm sitting there, and as a healer, knowing that she's a healer and having her go through what she went through, it was just an absolute, that those are the things that, I don't see those types of cases clinically, right? Like, those types of cases aren't going to come to me, but to observe that sort of response is absolutely amazing. So, I mean, the list just goes on, Suzanne, to be honest. I mean, whether it's, autistic children, general wellness, especially in many of the people that I work with are very intuitive and very sensitive and have had similar experiences to Nicole, where literally their whole life is absolutely, completely, totally catapulted into a new galaxy. And one thing I've always said is that this is an ascension tool. So, in the year and a half that I have been working with the patches, truly the number of things I have no words. And I can say that through my own personal experience, not only with X39, but other, patches that are accessible, to us, and understanding the mechanisms, how it affects the biochemistry, how it affects the energetics and the bioelectricity of the body is just absolutely amazing. And I consider myself a generally well person. And some of the experiences that I've had personally have just, I mean, they're life transforming. They're experiences I'll never forget for the rest of my life.